limelight, but even the harsh world of showbiz couldn't prepare this Dubliner for the biggest challenge of his life. When Keith Duffy and his wife Lisa discovered their baby daughter Mia had autism, it was a devastating blow. But Keith, being the man he is, was never going to wallow in self-pity. Instead, he threw himself headlong into raising as much money as he could for Irish Autism Action.
We initially thought Mia was deaf, which is a usual thing with children with autism, and we went down the usual channels getting hearing tests done and so forth. And it wasn't long before we discovered that, in actual fact, her hearing was fine. It was something else. I was asked to go over to a certain golf club in Dublin to do a photograph to launch a charity event, and I turned up and I'd done the photograph, taking a shot with a driver on a golf course, and I said to the guy, I said, "What's your charity?" And he said, "Well, it's autism, it's for children with autism." And I said, "What is autism?" Every question I asked him, it became more apparent to me that my little girl had autism. That was possibly the worst day of my life, that day.
So, you're looking for a miracle?
Trying to get a diagnosis through the state was practically impossible. There was a waiting list of anything from 18 months to 24 months. You're just waiting and waiting and waiting, and I wasn't prepared to wait because everybody that kind of knew anything was saying early intervention with children for autism is essential for their future. I was very upset and emotional, and you kind of get a bit kind of selfish initially. You're kind of not thinking about your daughter, you're thinking about what you would have loved for her or might never happen. Like, I'll never walk my only daughter down the aisle, and she'll never make her Holy Communion in an ordinary school with other children her own age. And then you start to kind of think, well, hang on, what about her? You know, what kind of quality of life is she going to have when she's older? So I needed to do something. We had our first golf charity event, got celebrities involved, and we made a lot of money. At the time, it was for a school in Kilbarry called Abacus. And then we decided that, it wasn't big enough just working for the school, we needed to work nationally.
The one thing that struck me about Keith back in those days, which was 8 years ago now, was that he was determined that whatever he would do, and he said to me that he would do everything within his power, but whatever he would do, it wasn't just going to be about Mia, it was to help all those other parents and all those other kids who found themselves in the horrible place that him and Lisa were going through at that particular time.
I first came across Keith when my little girl Roisin was diagnosed with autism. The first telephone conversation that we had lasted over half an hour, and he helped me out of a very, very dark place.
What we have set up now is 12 schools. Now, these schools have been set up by parents of children with autism in various places around the country, and it's down to the parents to set them up. We've got this centre here, the Solace Centre, and you can ring here, and within the space of 3 months we can have a diagnostic report done. You can get speech therapy, language therapy, music therapy, occupational therapy. We do it all here. If you're unsure and you need some help, you need some guidance, we have the helpline you can call now. We set that up last year. What we're trying to achieve in the schools is to be able to give these kids the ability to perform to the best of their ability. And that's all we're trying to do. We're not trying to change them into superhuman people, just to give them the tools they need to be able to use what they already have.
Keith has been an inspiration to many parents. He has given us hope for our children, and the hope that if we all band and work together that we will be able to fight for our children's future and that our children will have a future.
Mia, she's just started in her second year in mainstream school, which is the class that you make your Holy Communion in. So she managed to make her Holy Communion with peer equal children, which I have to say was just a miracle. It was a day I never thought we'd see. To be honest with you, that's the only award in life that I ever wanted, and I've got it in abundance now.
Let's make something happen.
Here to present a People of the Year award to Keith Duffy, would you please welcome Rehab Chief Executive Angela Kearns.
There are plenty of celebrities who use their fame to promote important causes, but few have shown more commitment, given up more time, and put in more effort than Keith Duffy. As a result of his family's experience with autism, Keith has become an articulate and persuasive advocate, not only for his own daughter Mia, but also for all families of children with autism. So for his passionate commitment and unswerving dedication to the proper education and care for children with autism, I'm absolutely delighted to present this People of the Year award to Mr. Keith Duffy.
Keith, congratulations first of all, of course, and I'm delighted for you. You spoke there about Mia's communion day and how important it was to the entire family. Watching her that day in church in her white dress, which is a dream for a lot of parents, what was it like for yourself and Lisa?
I mentioned earlier on that the day that I kind of realised that Mia was autistic was probably the worst day of my life. I think that possibly was the best day of my life. It was very special. I mean, I'm talking about a little girl that couldn't speak, had no language, hid underneath her bed, had no affection. Her brother used to ask me, why does my sister not speak to me? Why does my sister, not like me? And zooming 6 years forward, she's the most affectionate, loving little girl with a great relationship with her brother now. And it's all down to the appropriate education that we managed to provide for her, and it's intensive intervention, and we've over 400 children in the school now are receiving the same education. We've diagnosed over 300 children in our own diagnostic report centre to date, and we're really, really moving forward. But that day I never thought we'd see, and we managed to see it, and I hope other families get those goals from what they're trying to achieve.
What would you say to other families out there at the moment who are maybe wondering, is what Keith was talking about on that tape there, is that what's wrong with my child, or is that the problem or the challenge my family is facing? What would you say to them tonight?
Well, I just say to them, obviously go and get it checked out. The Solace Centre in Clontarf, we're open to everybody. Our fundraising efforts fund the Solace Centre. We've no state funding at all, and basically come to see us. We'll help you. We'll be there for you. I'll never forget it. There was nowhere for me to go with Lisa. We didn't know what to do. There was obstacles everywhere, and we didn't know really what to do, and now that will never happen to any other family, because we've put in place, and not only all the other parents that I know of children with autism, the people from the IAA, we've worked very, very hard to provide that service. It's there for people to avail of, so avail of it.
Absolutely. Angela, I have to bring you in here now. Obviously somebody like Keith shows why these awards are so important. What do they mean to Rehab?
Well, we have thousands and thousands of people all around the country, very passionate people wanting to make a difference. So that's why we are so proud to be associated with the achievements of people like Keith. And this wouldn't happen today if it wasn't for all of the people involved in it. I'd like to thank Quinn Healthcare and RT, and particularly our adjudicating committee down there for putting in all the hard work. And I'd like to also take the opportunity, Goya, just to acknowledge how proud we are of our Paralympians. We didn't have an opportunity to involve them in this People of the Year Awards, but we just really want to say well done, and we're very, very proud of you.
Yes, indeed. Gabriel Shelley and Michael McKillop winning medals for Ireland. Another fantastic sporting achievement, and we look forward to welcoming them home. Thanks, Angela. Before I let you go, where's boys on now? What's going on?
They're all over. I have to say thanks to the lads to give me the night off to be here. They're over partying with Joan Rivers in London at the moment.
That's nice.
If you're all hungover tomorrow and you want to be entertained, look at, I think it's on ITV1 at 7 o'clock. We're on with Joan Rivers. I'm flying back
just
in the
as long
morning.
as it doesn't clash with this show, Keith.
No. But just before I go, I have to say it's quite bizarre that I should receive this award in this building. It was 6 years ago when we started doing the fundraising, and it was in this very room that we had our very, very first fundraising event. And the Mansfields here in City West have always been a great supporter of the charity, and I just want to say thank you. And it's amazing to be here tonight receiving this award. It was actually on a putting green outside when I was having my worst day, and a very, very good friend of mine was with me, and he said, look, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I'd like to try and do something, create funds, help other families. And he's here tonight, Brian Whitehead. So Brian, I can't believe we've gone all this way 6 years later, but thanks to Brian, thanks to everybody in the IEA that's involved, thanks to everybody who support me. I've got some fantastic friends. I really appreciate your friendship. And to Mia and Jay and my mother who are at home watching
and
tonight.
Lisa.
How's it going? And of course, my wife, they say behind every good man is a great woman. I think that statement was made for me. She's great. Thank you very, very
well
much.
said,
I do
Keith.
appreciate it.
Well done. Angela, thank you so much, and congratulations, Keith. I got 2 kisses off Keith Duffy.